Welcome to Around the Horn for Fantasy Alarm TV. I'm your host, Ray Flowers. Lots of excitement because of spring training. We're getting closer and closer to the start of the season. This weekend, we'll all be as an industry out in New York for Tout Wars, so look for that. It'll be broadcast on SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio. I'm participating in the Mixed League. It'll be a lot of fun as I'm out there in New York with the fellas. Now, what's going on in the field? What are the players doing that we need to know about when we're doing our drafts this weekend? Lots of injuries, obviously, to discuss here in spring training. Let's start on the bump. Mike Fiers, a really nice player, fantasyalarm.com/profiles, if you want to find my write-up on him. A lot of people are kind of pegging him as one of these mid-level starting pitchers that could take the next step this season. Could still happen, but we have to be concerned with the fact that he's got some issues with his shoulder. Now, the team is saying it's just regular shoulder fatigue. He's been pulled out of his start on Thursday. The good news is he's still going to throw a bullpen, so this doesn't look like a setback. They're saying shoulder fatigue, that kind of thing. Keep an eye on the situation, though. A lot of pitchers, players all go through this in spring. They go through it at some point in the season as well. Just make sure that everything's okay structurally with Mr. Fiers of the Brewers. Homer Bailey, flexor tendon was repaired in the offseason. He's slowly working his way back. He's going to throw his first live game on Sunday against some minor leaguers. The hope is that he'll be available to start for the Reds at some point in mid-April. He's not going to be ready for opening day. Again, mid-April is kind of the hope. If you get 28 starts, something like that out of Bailey, you'd probably be in a pretty good mindset. I would expect him to have success as long as he is healthy, but he is coming back from that issue, and he needs a little bit of watching to make sure you're taking him at the right spot, and he's going to be able to perform for you this year. Zack Wheeler is not going to be able to perform for anyone this year, and we know now that Tommy John surgery is virtually inevitable. Total tear of the UCL. Surgery is going to happen. We also just learned that he had a tendon tear in the offseason. That's why he had the platelet-rich injection in his elbow. That's why they've been monitoring him this whole time. The Mets, let's just say, very dubious that they were ever going to get a full season of work from Zack Wheeler. They were hoping. Clearly that is not going to happen now. He's going to miss all of 2015. 2016 is in doubt, too, at least the start of it. Big blow for the Mets, who are obviously welcoming back their other big arm, Matt Harvey. Good news. Alex Gordon, the outfielder with the Royals, issue with his wrist. He had surgery. He hasn't played yet, but he's getting close. He'll be back out on the field this weekend. Hopefully on Saturday he'll be in some action here in the preseason. His full expectation is that he'll be ready to go for day one of the regular season. No one trains harder or works harder than Alex Gordon. He's actually legendary for his fitness routine. I'm sure his body will be in good shape if his wrist can hold up, and all signs now point to that being a strong possibility. Another outfielder, though, this one with the bad news, Angel Pagan. The Giants really missed him last year. He missed a good deal of time. He's been very successful at the top of their order through their championship run here of late. He's got a back issue. It's kept him out of 3 games. Now, he had an injection for his back. Now he's going to miss at least 3 more games, so we're talking at least a week. In the grand scheme, not that big a deal, but back issues rarely go away. Having a back issue now, having his back not fully up to par after having the offseason to rest and recuperate, that's a concern. You have to also look at the Giants. They've lost Hunter Pence in the outfield. Now, they've been tied to some people looking to make a trade here or there, but they don't seem to want to pay, which is kind of the Giants' way, to get a big-name bat in here. So guys like Aoki and Blanco right now are seeing their values go up because obviously they're going to get some significant playing time to start the year, especially if Angel Pagan isn't going to be ready for opening day. Matt Wieters. Oh, Matt Wieters. Tommy John surgery for a player. We don't talk about it as much as for pitchers. Wieters is a catcher. It's obviously a concern for a catcher. He's been progressing well. Things have been going okay for him physically. He hasn't been hitting at all. That's okay. I think that's just a small sample size thing. But now we get the hiccup. And this happens. Always happens with guys, or frequently, I should say, happens with guys coming back from injury. Had a hiccup. The team decided to shut him down for a few days and not let him throw. They're running x-rays, which is kind of strange to me. X-rays seem to be a structural thing. They're not picking up things that an MRI would, but they're running x-rays to make sure everything is okay. The anticipation is this is just a minor setback, that he's got some tendonitis. This is not a big deal. That's the expectation right now. We'll get further word when the tests are completed. Buck Showalter did say that if Wieters is unable to catch on opening day, he might start the season on the disabled list. So keep that in mind. Still a great target as a second catcher, and I still think he's a catcher 1. I mean, pending the news we get here, Matt Wieters is a very successful bat whenever he's out there. Question is, when does he get out there? And finally, the Blue Jays have made a decision. A couple of big arms, a couple of young arms, Daniel Norris and Aaron Sanchez, everyone's excited about in Toronto. We got word that looks like Brett Cecil's doing okay. He's going to be ready to open the season as the closer for the Blue Jays, which means Aaron Sanchez will be a starter for the Blue Jays this year. That then leaves Marco Estrada and Mr. Norris to battle for the 5th spot in the starting rotation. If we're talking about talent, Norris wins it. If they want to go with Estrada for experience, give Norris a little bit more time to develop, that'd be understandable. Though the ballpark is not a good fit for Marco Estrada's skill set, that could be a disaster. It could be an unmitigated disaster if he's asked to start and throw significant innings. But bottom line is, Sanchez for now is absolutely going to be a starter to begin the year. This does dim his outlook a little bit. He would have been much more valuable in the fantasy game this year, you would have to think, as a closer versus a starting pitcher. Mixed league, maybe you take him kind of at the end. AL only still a good guy to look at. A big arm. Aaron Sanchez is going to be the 4th or 5th, depending how it plays out, starter for the Toronto Blue Jays. Ray Flowers, Fantasy Alarm TV. Don't forget to visit us at fantasyalarm.com. And if you want to pick up a copy, there's still time, folks. Pick up a copy of our draft guide, fantasyalarm.com/winning. 30 proven strategies, 600 players ranked. They're updated on a daily basis by yours truly. Articles, rookies, busts, all that kind of stuff. fantasyalarm.com/winning. Ray Flowers, Around the Horn. Talk to y'all again soon.